few years back, I reviewed multiple hunting packs that I've used for saddle hunting and kind of talked about how I've yet to find a perfect pack for me. At the time, I was using a KUIU pack that I really liked, and I still really like that pack. But since that video, I've gotten my hands on the much talked about Tethered Fast Pack, and so I wanted to do a review after a full season of using this pack. Kind of explain what I like, what I don't, and my thoughts on this pack for those of you interested in potentially picking one up. So first I want to talk about the construction and the materials. For those of you that aren't familiar, Tethered has some really good videos explaining what it's made of, but basically I believe it's made out of a 500D Cordura. There's Squadron MOLLE cut material on the top, on the sides. As you can see, I have a pouch attached here on the front of the pack, and then there's MOLLE on the bottom as well. I'll talk about that more when I talk about the design and layout of the pack. But as far as materials, it's made of extremely durable materials. The zippers, the fabric, the stitching, everything is really bomb-proof. So I'm really impressed with the construction and the material choice on this pack. I will say, for those of you that have not used a Cordura pack, Cordura is pretty noisy. It's extremely durable. It's going to last forever. As we've talked about in previous videos, there's always a trade-off between super durable materials and then a quieter material that's not going to last as long, but is going to be a lot quieter for hunters. And the material choice, I think, justifies the cost. This thing is going to last you decades, realistically. I think it's going to last you a really, really long time. I used it last season, and this basically looks brand new. You can't even tell that it's been used. They do offer a version of this that's built like the M2 Turkey Vest, which is like a fleecy material with this type of material underneath. So it's still durable, but it's a lot quieter. It is going to absorb some more water. It is going to catch more burrs. There are negatives to this type of material, but if you're interested in that, that is available in Mossy Oak Bottomland. And that's a much quieter option. So if the noise is something that really bothers you, they offer a version that solves that problem. I will say though, as far as construction, the zippers they have are really good zippers. I believe they're YKK. They're premium zippers. They're American made, but they're pretty noisy zippers. They're actually some of the noisiest zippers on a backpack that I've ever encountered on a hunting pack. Again, you got to weigh it. I don't think that's the end of the world, but it's one of those little things. It's like, ooh, I wish that was a little quieter. All these materials feel very premium. The construction of the pack is great. The stitching is great. Everything about the way it's built, I think, is built to last. Now moving into the design of this pack, I think this is one of the most well thought out packs that I've ever used. I've used the First Light Transfer Pack. I've used the Sitka Tool Bucket. I've used the KUIU Venture Divide Pack. I think all of them have things that they're really good at and things that they're not so good at. This pack, I think the way it's laid out, the way you can attach things literally anywhere you want. So you can see I've mounted a pouch on the side here for a little bit of extra volume and organization. It's got these stretchy pockets on the side, which is great for, I keep my tree strap in there. Water bottle pockets down in here. There's mounting points up here for compression straps. It has tab loops up here so you can mount it to a frame pack, which I will talk about later as well. It's got handles top and bottom, so no matter where you are, you can grab the pack. They've thought through a lot of things, like, for example, they have grommets down here in these pockets, so I can put a retractable bow hoist in my pack as I'm climbing. It spools out, and I can pull my bow up. Stuff like that, I think, goes a really long way for the whitetail hunter, because so much of it is about the process. How are you getting to the tree? How are you getting up the tree? Where is stuff in your pack so you don't have to dig down into it to get things that you need? This is a big, like, clamshell opening, they call it. It opens from the bottom, so you can reach down in here, and it also opens from the top, so you can get stuff out of the top. There's a pocket on the very top of the pack that is accessed from the outside, and you can access that same pocket from the inside. The one thing I'm not a fan of is I wish that it was taller. It doesn't have quite enough volume for what I prefer. I like to put all my clothing, my insulating layers, inside the pack. So I would love it if this same pack was scaled up 20% and it was just a little taller and had a little bit more volume. They built it to be a pretty minimalist pack, and I will say you can put way more things in the pack than you would think. It's just having that volume and expansion for extra clothing that I wish this pack offered. But as far as organization, these side pockets are really awesome. They have a lot of storage, so I put things like my grunt tube, my tree hook for my bow, and the back band for my saddle all in here. So as soon as I get to the tree, that is easy access. I put it on the side that will be facing me most often. So I climb up, I put my backpack to the right of me in the tree. That left pocket that's facing me has everything that I want and will need to access throughout the hunt in it. If you want to put the Predator platform in this pack, you can strap your Predator pack to this pack and use the compression kit to kind of sandwich clothing and things between. The fact that it's so customizable, that makes the design incredible, because I'm someone who likes to modify and adjust based on what I'm doing. When I'm scouting, I'll run it just like this. When I'm hunting, I've got the Predator pack on it. So having that customizability allows you to adjust for different seasons and different applications. Piggybacking off of the design is comfort, and in my opinion, that is the one major flaw in this pack. I'll get into why that might be a little bit unique for me, but for me, this pack is not comfortable. Even when I have relatively minimal amount of stuff in it, I'll have the Predator pack with the platform in it right here, and then my Tethered 1 sticks on the top, which are some of the lightest sticks in the market. And carrying that around with this pack feels really heavy. The pack just doesn't carry weight well. Obviously, looking at it this way, it's got no waist belt. It's not supporting any weight on your hips, so you're carrying all that weight on your shoulders and your back. So I was a little disappointed with that aspect of this pack. I'm wondering if they maybe didn't test this with taller hunters. A lot of the guys on the Tethered team are under 6 feet tall. I'm almost 6'4", and this pack is pretty short. So like I said before, I wish that they made a version that was taller, because this doesn't ride on my hips. This rides about halfway up my back. And I think the problem with that is it creates a little bit of like a lever, and it's pushing into my back and kind of pulling me backwards instead of riding on my hips. I know this is a very minimalist pack and it's designed for minimalist saddle hunters, but even in that case, I felt like it just didn't ride well on my frame. So if you're a taller hunter and you want to run this pack by itself with no frame, I don't think this is the choice for you. It's going to be too short and it's going to feel a little uncomfortable. Like I said, this comes about halfway down my back and rides completely above my hips, and it just didn't provide the support or the geometry that made it comfortable. So Tethered, if you're listening, if you make an XL version of this, I think you'll have a market with taller hunters who are really going to love it. Put a waist belt on that thing too. Now let's talk about price. There's no way around it. This is an expensive pack. It's $300 just for what you see here, minus this pouch. That includes the compression kit and the pack itself. I will say this is a little bit of a soapbox issue for me. I think the hunting community tends to complain when stuff is cheap and made overseas that it's not durable and it's made overseas and companies aren't investing in America. And then a company like Tethered or some other companies will invest in America and the price tag goes up because it's more expensive to produce domestically and pay a living wage. And then people complain that the pack is too expensive and the company's ripping them off. In my opinion, I would rather have it made in America, have it made to last, have it built properly and cost a lot of money. That's just my opinion. If you think it's too expensive for you, then there are plenty of other packs to buy that are made in Vietnam and China, and those will serve you just fine. They're just not built the way that this pack is built. So that about sums up this pack. I really do love the design. I think there are a few things that could be fixed or adjusted in a version 2 or an XL version of this pack that would make it like absolutely the perfect pack. Tethered did just announce a frame that's built to use this as the pack on a frame so you can haul out deer meat. I haven't gotten my hands on that just yet, but I plan to, and I will do a review of that soon. And I'm going to mount this to my Exo Mountain Gear frame and use this pack on that frame as kind of like a hybrid option. The fast frame that Tethered made is designed for this pack, so it integrates perfectly. I had to kind of modify and tweak a little bit to get mine to work. If you bought this pack and maybe you're not as tall as me, this would probably be perfect for you just as is. Carl over at Tethered is an absolute wizard. His designs are some of the best in the game. I think overall the thing that makes it an exceptional pack and really puts it over the top compared to some others is that it integrates with the Predator pack on the back, so you can put your platform right in the pack and everything's in one. That about sums up this review. If you are interested in this pack or you've been thinking about buying it, I hope that this was helpful for you making your decision. Stay tuned, there's going to be a lot more videos coming in the next few months leading up to deer season. Thanks for watching.